Thank you very much, Chief. Today is a day that's heartbreaking for our city, for all of us, and especially for the people who are in that office at Old National Bank and their loved ones. We just heard the Chief give the names of the people who lost their lives in this mass shooting this morning. One of them was Tommy Elliott, a very good friend of mine, of the governor's. And Tommy's family, the families of Jim Tutt, Josh Barrett, Juliana Farmer, Rachel and I join you, families across our entire city and beyond, in grieving the shocking and painful loss of your lives. Chief, the governor, myself, we visited the hospital this morning with several of their families to offer them our support and our love during these unthinkable days. We will continue to offer our support and love and anything else we can provide to help them. We were also there, along with several of my colleagues from Metro Council, to thank and support the officers of LMPD for their heroic work today and every day. To say thank you to the new graduating class who was there to support their colleague, Officer Will, as he continues to fight for his life. Let's be clear about what this was. This was an evil act of targeted violence. And to add to that tragedy, a few blocks away, shortly after this happened, another man lost his life, and a woman was shot in a completely different act of targeted violence. The two incidents appear to be entirely unrelated, but they both took lives. They both leave people scarred, grieving, and angry. I share all of those feelings myself right now. This is really difficult for all of us across the entire city to process and accept. I ask that we respect the needs of the families and loved ones of the people whose lives were lost today, and the people whose lives. I'm a survivor of a workplace shooting. To the people who survived, whether you were physically hurt or not, I know that you're hurting too. To the survivors and the families, our entire city is here to wrap our arms around you. We've set up a family assistance center through the Red Cross to provide support and services to those families today and in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead that we know will be challenging. To provide you with whatever you need to deal with the trauma of this moment. The same applies to our police officers and first responders. Our city is here for everyone impacted. We are a strong city, and we will be here for support. As the chief mentioned, our LMPD officers went into that building knowing that they were risking their lives to save other lives. And that's exactly what they did. They exchanged gunfire with the shooter. To Officer Wilt and his family, we will continue to pray and support you. To the other two LMPD officers who were injured, thank you and all of your colleagues for your service today and every day. I also want to thank all of our other first responders, fire, EMS, Jefferson County Sheriff, state and federal agencies that are helping us at this time. And to Dr. Smith, to you and all of the other doctors and nurses and team at U of L Health for your work today and every day. You too are saving lives in our city, and we thank you. For the rest of us in our city, let's hold each other close and provide comfort where we can. That's what we've done in the past, and that's what we must continue to do now. We've already received offers of assistance from people across this city and country. Thank you. At the end of the day, we'll be providing specific information on how to provide donations to those impacted today if you would like. We will also have more information by the end of the day about a community-wide vigil for the targeted acts of violence that happened today and any day in our city. We will continue to move forward with strength, prayer, with love, support, and determination. Thank you all. Now I'm going to turn it over to Governor Rainey to share. Governor?
Today is a tragic day in Louisville and for the entire Commonwealth of Kentucky. Acts of violence like this hurt. They tear at the fabric of who we are, at our society, at our state, at our country, in this city. Today, I'm hurt, and I'm hurting, and I know so many people out there are as well. We lost 4 children of God today, one of whom was one of my closest friends. Tommy Elliott helped me build my law career, helped me become governor, gave me advice on being a good dad. One of the people I talk to most of the world, and very rarely when we're talking about my job. He was an incredible friend. We also lost Juliana Farmer, Jim Tuck, and Josh Barrett, each amazing people whose families grieve them, whose community will mourn and will miss them. These are irreplaceable, amazing individuals that a terrible act of violence tore from all of us. We also pray for our LMPD officer and 2 others that right now, while perhaps stable, are still fighting for their lives with a need for our care and, yes, for our prayers, because I believe that prayers lift all of us up, and those families would appreciate them. And while I hurt today, while I will grieve when I'm able, I'm also grateful. I'm grateful for an incredibly quick response from LMPD, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Louisville Fire and Rescue, Louisville Metro EMS, getting to this scene in 3 minutes. I'm convinced saved other people's lives, and I know saved 2 other of my friends. One, I received incorrect information this morning I thought was gone, and I've started to mourn. And now I know he's okay. And one I got to see in the ER, that while it's going to take him a while to heal, it's so good to see my friend, see him there with his wife, and know he is still with us. I want to thank KSP, ATF, FBI, every single law enforcement agency that is going to bring their entire weight and their entire resources to bear so that we know exactly what happened in this situation. And you know, there are more first responders than the ones we've listed, because the team at U of L Hospital are first responders too. The first battle is stopping that gunman. The second is doing everything we can to keep those that have been wounded alive. And I want to say to this good doctor behind me, and we have worked together through pandemics and now this, but I'm really proud of what his team is doing. I was in a room where one of those families that are rightfully worried got an update. It was one that was specific but also provided with compassion. These doctors and nurses are fighting for the lives of our friends, of our family, and we are deeply grateful to them. I think what we need most right now in a word is love. I mean, just love. Love for these families. They're going to need it. I can tell you. I've talked to them. I'm very close with one of them. They are going to need that love, and we need love for each other. It seems like we argue so much in this country, so much anger. I still believe that love and compassion and humanity can lead us to a better place. Now, this is hard. It's really hard the day after Easter. Easter is about a rebirth, a better world, one where we're all supposed to work together to get there. One that's supposed to teach us love from a Savior that came. The world fell in love with him not because of his power, but for his compassion. And I believe what we can do, whether it's any faith or just your values, is ensure that today, more than anything, is about these families. It's about those families that are afraid they're going to lose their loved one, about those that have been through the worst and while may have survived, are going to bear the scars inside and outside today. It's got to be about them and the heroic actions of everybody who responded. And yes, I know, in the days to come, we'll talk about issues. But I think the thing that people get wrong after the most difficult of times and days, and as governor, I've had to see a lot of them, is that today ought to be focused on my friend, and on everybody else's friends and loved ones that are no longer with us. My faith teaches me that while the body is mortal, the soul is eternal. So I know that I will see Tommy again. And I know that all of these families and friends in this community will be reunited in a better place without violence, without the senselessness and hurt that we feel today. We will get through this. We get through this together. It's the only way. We'll march forward, and my hope is that in honor of those that have fallen today or that may still fall, we can be better and we can do better. We can care about and love each other just a little bit more. Today, to honor those that have fallen and as so many families grieve, I'm ordering our flags statewide, fly at half-staff until Friday evening. Make sure that we are paying tribute in every single part of this Commonwealth to those that we have lost. We are one Commonwealth, united with the city, united with these families. And we've had to do a lot in these last 3 years, wrap our arms around each other. And we need to do it here. Thank you. And next, we're going to hear from Dr. Smith, who is leading an incredible team trying to make sure as many of those that were harmed in this incident get through it. Let me just again say that he and his hospital have my full support and confidence. I've seen it firsthand. What they're doing is nothing short of amazing. And listen, I know they're going to do their best. And while we don't know what that outcome can be, we ought to be appreciative of them for doing their very best.
Well, thank you very much for that. As reported, this morning, University of Louisville Hospital received 9 patients, 3 of which are currently in critical condition. The 3 that are in critical condition did require operative care from our trauma team and our emergency department services. We were able to release 3, and 3 are currently still in our hospital with life-threatening injuries. I want to say thank you to Louisville as a city. I want to say thank you to our police officers and our EMS services. I have no doubt in my mind that they saved lives today. I think they, as many in the healthcare industry, have been through a difficult time recently, but they have stood up and stand up for Louisville and the people of Louisville constantly. They have our thanks from you about help. I also want to thank my nurses in the emergency department, my physicians in the emergency department. Through all of this, they remain the professionals that they are, severely injured. No one that arrived at the hospital was expired. Now, I do not know what the days ahead will be. I do know that they are still injured, but I also know that we are all Louisvillians. It doesn't matter where we come from. It does not matter who we look like. We are all part of Louisville. LMPD, EMS, U of L Health. We are here for everyone. And so I would like to thank everyone who's helped us today. I would like to thank all the well wishes I've received, both personally and from our healthcare system around the country. Support for people who've been through this around the country and know the pain that my team is currently facing, know the pain that the LMPD and EMS teams are currently facing, and will be with us because, as again, we are all Louisvillians. I want to thank everyone again for what they do for us every day. We are a wonderful and integral part of this city, and I am proud to be part of U of L Health, and I am proud to be part of U of L Hospital. So with that, thank you, and I'll turn it over.
Thank you very much, Dr. Smith. We're prepared to take a few questions from the media.
Dr. Smith, obviously with brain surgery, do we know if Officer Holtz is awake?
I believe everyone who had surgery today are still sedated. No one is currently awake. It's still very early in this process for any of that information. Really, the next 24 hours for all involved in this required an operation is going to be the critical time period for us to understand really how well they're going to recover from this acute part of their overall care. They've got long roads ahead of them, but if we can get through 24 hours, then we will think about it 24 hours. And we will keep doing that until they get out of the hospital.
You mentioned non-life-threatening for those other victims. For the average person, does that mean gunshot wounds? Can that be considered non-life-threatening in this case?
Yes, you can have gunshot wounds that are non-life-threatening.
And that is the case for these three?
We treated a total of 5 gunshot wounds today from this scene.
For the police chief, what is that moment like to hear an officer was shot in the head and then ultimately to hear that for now he is stable? That it appears he may make it through this. What are your thoughts there?
That is one of the worst moments within any police chief's tenure being in this position. To hear that any of your officers have been injured in any kind of way, but critical injury. But it's also too, it rubs me and it just rocks my world to have anybody being injured and losing their life. And so I am just truly, I have so much respect for the families because they were still present and were very appreciative of what was done and how LMPD responded today. And they were actually embracing me as I was embracing them. But let me say this, the evil that took place today, we should hear the tears that were coming out from these families. And that right there stinks because they are weeping because someone decided that they wanted to take life today. And so, but with that, I'm very grateful and I'm thankful to the doctor for stabilizing so many that could have possibly lost their life.
Chief, have the homes.
The gun, what exactly type of gun was used and where the shooter got it, if you know that at this point?
I don't know where the shooter got the weapon from, but I just can say that it wasn't rifle used because I need to know.
Can you
Chief,
talk
was
more
there
about
a-
what happened inside the gun building prior to the shooting this morning?
Repeat that again?
Can you talk more about what happened inside the bank building prior to the shooting?
Again, this is an ongoing investigation, and again, as like the governor has stated, we want to focus in on the things. We want to focus in right now what happened, and as this investigation continues to unfold, then we'll be able to reveal a little bit more.
Chief, has the home, has the,
On Instagram, is that stuff going to be taken down? And was he communicating on Instagram before this incident?
I will say this, that the suspect was live streaming, and unfortunately, that's tragic to know that that incident was out there in capture. And so we're hopeful that we can have that incident removed.
Chief, has the home of this shooter in this case been searched? Have you guys discovered anything, manifesto, things of that nature?
Again, it's still ongoing. Within this investigation, it's still unfolding, so I don't want to get into any additional particulars at this time.
Chief,
What is the employees of the bank?
The question of what the gun was being identified, and you realized who he was. Have you had any
He worked at Old National Bank, and so I am assuming right now that he was a citizen.
Were all the victims?
Search warrant conducted on his home as of today.
I don't want to get into particulars on that investigation portion of it, but again, it's ongoing, so I respect your question.
Chief, was the
Chief, were all the
suspect shot and
victims
killed by police?
employees of the bank? Are you able to say if a number of victims were employees of the bank?
Yes.
Thank you, yes.
And
And the office, okay, thank you, yes.
Chief, was the suspect shot and killed by police?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not familiar with any other additional security inside the location, but again, let's focus back on this initial incident right here, that we were responded in a timely, quick fashion, and we stopped the threat so that no additional loss of life would be taken.
We will continue to provide updates as we have more information. This has been a very active day where we are, as the governor and chief said, we are using every resource available from local, state, and federal agencies to provide all of these answers to the entire community, for the loved ones who lost victims today. And so we are going to get back to work. We will continue to keep you all up to date as we have more information. Thank you.
Will there be another update tonight?